Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm a little far away, I know. I've got my phone set up on my keyboard again. The reason for this thing, whatever you want to call this video that I'm recording here, is due to my recent exposure to Doki Doki, which, despite what it did to me, and I didn't even actually finish the game. I only got to the first death before I went, yep, no, I'm done. I'm gonna need a hospital if I keep playing this. But I'm perfectly fine, like watching like Markiplier or Corey Kenshin or Jack play it. But playing it myself, I thought I was gonna need to go to the doctor. Like, I legitimately thought I was gonna need to go to the hospital last night. I got to Sayori's death, for any spoilers for anybody that doesn't know, and absolutely just, like, my brain shut down for about 30 seconds, and then I'm waking up a half hour later, curled up in a ball on my floor, crying into my laundry. Not even kidding. 100%. That pile of laundry with a football on it right there. That. I ended up I went from sitting in this chair right here to the pile of laundry about 3 or 4 feet away from me. With her dead body still swinging on my screen, because my brain just shut down and then I woke up there. But like I said, I'm perfectly okay with watching another playthrough of it. It's probably due to the filter of the other person who's actually playing and me reacting to what they're doing. I don't know. Maybe that's part of it. But the two things that triggered that, whatever it was that hit me, I call it PTSD, and I'm going to assume that's what it is due to what I'm about to tell you people, which is also something my family doesn't know yet, and will probably know after this because my mom watches some of my videos. I had a friend early freshman year of high school when I had first moved in with pretty much since I've been living with my dad. We moved into an apartment complex out here in Antioch. It's about 3 miles from another apartment complex where I met a friend who wasn't actually supposed to go to school at Antioch, but she didn't want to go to the school that she was supposed to be zoned for, so she went to, so her parents would take her to Antioch instead. Of course, even now I don't have a license, but back then didn't have a license, didn't have access to a bike, and there weren't enough sidewalks for me to skate there. So I would just walk. I would get in trouble a lot because I would be gone for hours. I would tell them, no one knew I had this friend, by the way, so you're learning that now. I would always tell them I was hanging out with some of my skating buddies, because that's usually where I disappeared to. I had my phone set to record the video to the internal hard drive, not my SD card. Oh, ow, just knee ground my desk, ow. Anyways, I was saying, I would tell them I was hanging out with my skating buddies, because I would always take my board anyway, because she had an interest in watching me do the thing with the skateboards. And, like me, she suffered depression, except hers was a lot more crippling than mine. Like, hers, she had super special classes, and she was homeschooled. I don't know how this worked out. She was homeschooled every other week, but also had to be in the physical high school classes every other week as well. It was so weird. I don't know how that worked. We hung out a lot of the time. I was invested in trying to make sure she didn't do what she did. I had gotten a phone call from her cell to the apartment phone that I lived in with my father, saying that she was feeling really down and she wanted me to come hang out with her. So, spent an hour and some change walking. I had some allowance money that I had bought some snacks and a drink, so we could have something to And when I got there, I saw a huge crowd of people around the part of the building that she lived in with her family, or her family being her mother, and like their cat. I was confused as to why there were people, because I was at the angle I was at, I couldn't see her porch. So I got curious and ran over to see what was going on, and I look up and she's hanging from her porch, just there. Dead. That played on my screen rather than seeing Sayori's death. And then how alike to me Sayori as a character is. We have mostly the same likes and dislikes. We're both lazy and unmotivated, despite the fact that she's always peppy and looks motivated, because that's what I try to do to hide my depression. And we have the same lack of self-worth. We don't like when people burn energy trying to make us happy. That was essentially me. So then her character morphed into me hanging on my own screen. And that crippled me for the rest of the night. I would sleep in and out of 30-minute naps and lay staring at the ceiling and sleep for 30 minutes, wake up staring at a ceiling, rinse and repeat. Because every time I slept for more than 30 minutes, that would appear on my screen. Or screen, well, that's what I don't know, that's what I've always called, that's what I call my dreams sometimes. I call it my internal screen, but you get the picture. When there's nothing to filter what's coming from my monitor to my head, like another person's webcam up in the top of the screen somewhere, horror games hurt me. Especially ones that deal with things that I've seen in my lifetime. And it's not okay. I don't feel okay. I still feel really bad. I'm tired. But every time I try to even think about sleeping and close my eyes for longer than a blink, boom, she's there, just hanging. I can't deal with that. But I just watched, for example, I'm watching Markiplier's playthrough of this game. I just watched the video that I experienced last night, first person. Nothing. I felt nothing. Went back and I'm back to that point in the game and played it last night for a second time and almost died in real life again. I'm not built for that. I'm not built for that level of psychological horror. I'm not. I can't do it. It was a mistake for me to play that game. I never should have. Should never have installed it. Come on, man, hold it together. I'm just gonna start blabbering now. Just if you've been through a high enough amount of trauma in your life, don't play the game. Just don't. It's a bad idea. Take my advice and don't do it. Just don't. That's all I can say.